Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to the Marriage is Tougher Than Woodpecker Lives podcast. This is Brian, joined by my co-host, Paul. We'd like to welcome you to a community meant for the men of the world to share their thoughts and perspectives on marriage. We can learn from each other's experiences and help each other be better husbands. Now, today we want to talk to you about friends that level you up, how you can be an influence in your friend's life and help them get to the next level while they're pushing you to do the same.
All right, and before we hop into this episode, we just want you to encourage you to lean into community. Again, that's going to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, just searching Marriage is Tougher, or you can go to our website, marriageistoffer.com. And there, if you want to be a guest, there's a contact form you can fill out. Fill that out, talk about the topic you want to bring to the community, and we'll circle back with you and get you going. What we do want to say is, if you're a first-time listener, thank you for checking us out. If you've been rocking with us for a while, welcome back. So let's get into the show.
Yeah. Level up, level up, level up, level up. Oh, man. So we were having this conversation earlier about how we kind of push each other to level up, right? And I think it's been something we've done since high school, really, right? When you think about like running track together, or practicing basketball, football, whatever it is, I think that has been ingrained in our friendship for a long time now. So I like that it's continuing, and I like the path that it has us on.
Yeah, it's definitely different spaces. Obviously, all that was more like physical things, but now it's like
Right.
mental and family and just how we would just want to be together. But yeah, I mean, just thinking about it today as we were talking, it's just different areas, and it's just conversation that happens. Like, why don't you just write that down? Or have you considered this? Or let me submit this to you. Like, have you thought about this? And so it just allows each of us to think differently from the thought process that we have. Even though we're like-minded, we still have different tangents of or offshoots of the thought process that we have. So it's good to have someone else's perspective and someone who's not in the thick of it, feeling all the pain, right? Understanding what it means to be empathetic and sympathetic, but having someone to say, and kind of poke holes, that's not your wife, is kind of nice.
Right. That can get dangerous sometimes, or scary, however you want to put it. Combination of the two, really.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, just for the listeners, I was telling Paul how close my wife and I are to paying off our student loans. We thought the whole Biden thing was going to be a game changer for us. And I guess in a way it was, but not in the way we expected. It was a game changer for us because it had us speak more intentionally about what we needed to do, right? When we thought that plan was going to come through for us, we spoke about these changes and how quickly we could shift gears to go towards saving for a down payment for a home. When that didn't happen, we shift gears again, and how quickly can we get back onto where we thought we were? And so long story short, I text Paul the other day after my wife and I decided we had enough money to pay off half of our student loans. There's 4 of them total. We paid off 2 of them. And she's like, well, why are you doing that? I said, because he's been cheering us on the whole time, and it will inspire him if we share our story with him. And that's just kind of how this relationship works.
Yeah, I mean, I was pumped when I got it. I'm so pumped whenever you achieve a goal, regardless of what it is, finance, family, job, anything. So to be able to walk through that with a friend is really good. And, it kind of pushes, not in a negative way, but kind of like a competitive, or like, oh, if he can do it, I can do it. Or like, what can we do to kind of go for that? So, and it was just really encouraging to see, like, it's the culmination, not a culmination all the way, but it's like the progress that your relationship has gone through, seeing your relationship from the beginning to now, like knowing what it takes to come to a common goal in your marriage and to actually walk it out. And it can be tough, especially in the financial space. So
Mhm.
that was really like all the things that shot through my brain real quick. And some of them I didn't even realize until right now, like why I get so excited. But it's because of that. And when you have a friend that you are vulnerable and intimate with in a level that you're not with other people, when they achieve, it's like you're achieving because
Yes.
you just walk so close with them and you're in such a close relationship. Um, it's amazing, and that does inspire you because it's like seeing yourself win.
Yeah. And it's all right. So, and we've known each other for so long, right? But we we hop on here and we talk to each other, especially before we start recording. We catch up every week, which we've told you guys is what we do. So that is very beneficial in itself. But we also talked about like having that mirror, right? So we have our spouse who is a mirror of you, right? They reflect back what you put into the relationship. But that happens with us as well, right? So we talk to each other, and you've been here with me through this plan from the very beginning and before, because ultimately it was you who introduced me to the Dave Ramsey plan. My knuckleheaded self took a little bit longer to actually hop on the train, but once I finally did, it was a conversation, something along the lines of like, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing this. Um, you know, here's where we're starting," and then again having that reflection of, you know, here's what's been working for me, right? Here's what I see in you, because sometimes just having that outside perspective can be positively impactful on what you think you are doing
Yeah.
and what should be happening,
Yeah.
right? So, having that gentle nudge in redirection from a close friend is massive, because again, like, whether you see it or not, having that gentle nudge will allow you to accept that you need to change something.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean and there's some things that your friends can tell you that you just take it without any argument because they see you. Um, and sometimes we can say things more harsh to each other or more, I would
Right.
say, matter of factly to each
Yep.
other, and be able to take it because that just is what it is. Um, so yeah, that's really good. The gentle nudges are needed, um, but as well as just confirming, because sometimes we feel insecure about something and we don't feel as confident. But when you have a friend that knows you, they can really encourage you and kind of fill you up, like pour into you, so that you feel like you can achieve whatever it is. Me, it not monetary, but maybe it be relationally with someone else or communicating or anything of those natures. Um, Having someone confirm who you are and really call out, the gold in you that that you've known for a long time. They'll call out things that you forget about yourself because it's just either second nature or you just think, oh, that's who I am. But someone who knows you knows that that's not in everybody. So, so they can remind you of just how amazing you are.
Yeah. That's huge, man. Having someone that close to you that knows all your stuff, right? And that's what we're really getting down to. So, like he said, when they say something to you, that number one, they're saying it from a place of love. You've shared enough with them that they know probably what most of the impacts of your actions are going to be. And just having someone have that thought experiment with you through whatever it is that you're going through. I mean, over the last couple of years, we've talked about changing careers, uh, changing trajectory with money, changing how we communicate with our wives, which has ultimately led to us changing how we communicate with each other differently, right? So all of these areas we've leveled up in, and you know, um, one thing I'm going to bring up as well, and we talked about this personally last week, having a friend who will pray for and with you, right? That's so important to us. And, we will often say, hey, here's what I'm going through, talk about it a little bit, talk through it a little bit. Will you pray for me? Um, and, I think that goes vice versa. But that is a big piece to this that I don't think we always talk about.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's something that it's one of those things that when you just do it, you don't think about it so much. Um, but, being people that believe in the power of prayer, it definitely is important. Um, I think it helps to pray right in the moment, but also when you pray in the moment, when you go back to pray again, when you're not with your friend, you have a baseline or a foundation of things that you've already said. So it's those learning styles, right? You have auditory or whatever, so you can hear it, you can speak it, however you learn or however you remember things. So for me, I'll just speak for me. It helps to speak it out loud. It helps me to write it down as well. But if I can't write it, to say it back. But I think my spirit just has a good memory once I've already prayed. So um, that could be it too. But it is very important because it allows you to remember your friend when you're not with them, and to really remember that it's not about it's really a centering, meaning there's other people in the world that need help, and it helps you remove what's going on with you so you can think about others and really want to help and aid. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's what I said.
Makes sense to me. I mean, been going through it. Another thing I wanted to mention before it completely slips my mind as it is, um, having these regular interactions. We talk a lot about that with our wives, right? How beneficial that is within your marriage. But having these regular interactions, even if you need to schedule them with your friends, um, really keeps that cadence of cheering each other on, checking in on progress, helping each other to make adjustments because, it really just keeps you step by step on the path with them and, really ingrained in knowing what's going on for every situation that, they're reaching out to you for. And I just want to let you know here and let the audience know like how beneficial that has been. While I have a success, and typically the first person I want to tell is my wife. Like the second person I want to tell is my brother Paul here, right? Just because I know like he's going to be happy for me. There's never any animosity. If I'm just going through something or have made a wrong decision, I could reach out to him and say, "Hey, here's what I'm going through." There's never any judgment.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's that all those things that you just described are necessary to live the most fulfilling life that you can have, right? Like, obviously, with your spouse, that is what it is and what it needs to be. But we are made to live in community. So if we can find some people that we can connect with and, have a relationship that I have with Brian is amazing. And I affirm everything and just echo it back. It's so beneficial. And a lot of people might say, "Hey, you guys have known each other for a while," but it's hard to kind of um, make relationships like that as adults. But really, what you should just do is like, if you find someone that you like, just ask them, "Yeah, hey, you want to get some coffee? Check up. I'd really like to, just talk about some things or get to know you or whatever you want to say." But I've done that with a couple people here in Columbus, and my friend Justin, he was one of the first people on the pod when we started, a couple years ago. Um, we try to get lunch or coffee at least once a month just to catch up. And that has been beneficial as well. So, all that to say, make sure you find a friend. Um, if you have a relationship with someone, try to go deeper. If they're like minded in beliefs and prayer, make sure you pray with them. And that will be a beneficial aspect to your life and your marriage. Because a better you is a better husband, and a better husband benefits your marriage immensely. So, with that, would just like to wrap this short one up. Again, look us up, Marriage is Tougher, on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, or you can go over to our website, marriagestougher.com, and fill out the clip if you'd like to be on an episode. You can also catch all of our episodes, they're archived there. So thank you so much, and we will chat with you later.